We're rooting for you in whatever season that you're in.
1, 2, 3.
Sip on that,
sis.
I can't.
Good for the bloopers. Hey friends, welcome back to Sisterhood Tea Party Podcast, where we sip, share, and spill all the realest tea. I'm Jessica.
And I'm Stephanie. Today's episode is all about pressing pause, taking a breath, and checking in on our 2025 goals. Because let's be real, January feels like it was 6 months ago. Wait a second. It kind of was.
Yes. Did January even count? I feel like I blinked and it's spring and then summer. But the good news is this season is all about fresh starts. So today we're going to reflect on what goals we set at the beginning of the year, what's shifted, and how we can reset without guilt. If your goals are gathering dust or if your vibe has just shifted since the beginning of the year, this episode is for you. So let's reflect, realign, and refresh together.
Whether you're thriving or just surviving, we're here to remind you, you don't have to start over, you just have to start again. So let's get into it.
Okay, before we dive into the goal check-in, let's do a little catch-up. So Stephanie, what's top of mind for you this week?
Yeah, so have you heard the term energy leaks, like an energy leak?
Mm-hmm.
I've been thinking about it. I'm like, what am I doing that's actually draining me, even though it looks mostly productive, right? So the other day I was getting ready for bed, and this was, first of all, I should have never done this, but I caught myself doom scrolling. And I'm on TikTok, and I'm just like scroll. And I'm trying to be better about interacting on TikTok. That's a separate conversation. But I found myself watching video after video and scrolling, and I was like, wait, why do I feel worse than when I started? I need to stop doing that. And I think that's part of the reason, because I've been out of my routine a little bit lately. It was just an off time. So I'm working on it, but I gotta reel it back in.
So been there. And then you start to, it like leaks into your feelings.
Yeah.
I have definitely been in my feelings too lately. I feel like I've been doing more of comparing myself and feeling sad about things that I've let go or that aren't 100% where I want to be right now. And I keep having to remind myself that, okay, I'm on this path for a reason. I made certain choices to go in this direction, and I let go of certain people for a reason. And if I keep going, this is going to work out. I like have a vision in mind. I got to keep pushing. And even if it feels hard now, it's going to be worth it. And I have to keep reminding myself there about that. And so I'm just trying to still romanticize life because it makes it more fun, while also trying to focus on my feelings and feeling them and taking care of my wellness along the way, which is so important to do. It can't just be toxic positivity. It has to be letting yourself feel those things.
Yeah. The whole idea about romanticizing your life is everything. But at the same time, you also have to meet yourself where you're at and take time and be like, you know what? I need to go to bed on time. I need to reassess where you're at, because you are in such an amazing place. And I mean, you're thriving, whether we feel like it or not. Take care of yourself. If it means like resetting your routine just a little bit, going to bed earlier, drink some water. They always say drink some water, it'll help a little bit.
Yeah.
But like,
or set the phone down, like get offline. Yeah, all those things.
You are comparing yourself. Let's reassess. Maybe we don't scroll. Maybe we don't involve ourselves in those things, and take a step back and know that everything's going to be okay. We just have to trust the process.
Exactly. Okay, let's use this energy as we move into our mid-year reset. So, Stephanie, what were a few of your goals at the beginning of the year?
Once again, let me set the scene. So January Steph was so ambitious. Okay. She was like, hell yeah, it's 2025. Let's go. I had a vision board, and I was like, this is the year that I become that girl, kind of leaning into what you've been doing right now. And I've been loving the series, by the way. I've talked about this a few times in the past. I created a 2025 bingo card at the beginning of the year, and it had different things that I wanted to check off as we go on. And one of my good friends created a vision board screensaver for my phone. I also created a list of personal intentions that I keep on a notes doc on my phone. I had a few things on there, like finding ways to grow in my career, trying new workouts, and prioritizing my overall health and wellness. Some of those things really did stick, and I can see myself checking them off, because some of the things I really can't check off till the end of the year. Like I'm kind of getting in my head a little bit, but it doesn't make sense to check it off now because it's not November, December, where you can pretty much check it off. I'm trying to keep locked in with that, but there are some other things where I'm just like, yeah, no, that's not going to work. And I have to reassess a little bit. So what about you?
So relatable. I had goals around starting to pay off my student loans, publishing a book, moving to a new city and establish a new friend group, and monetize a podcast. Those were like my very explicit end of the year, this is what I'm going to do. And if I'm being honest, like I've done some of that. Like I have a full system now. I'm staying consistent on paying off my student loans and I have a plan. But some of my goals have shifted too. We just recently decided we likely aren't going to move this year. And so I feel like I'm like now needing to reset that because I was like just kind of originally thinking, oh, I'm gonna move and then I can make new friends. And now I'm like, how does that need to shift? I also feel like I've been leaning more into my content creation side in ways that I didn't fully expect. And so I need to kind of update my goals and make sure I have time for some of that. But I think that's the key. We have to be able to make changes as we go and as our lives adapt.
I agree with that. And it's so wild to me how your goals can shift based on what life throws at you and the different situations you're in. I have to pivot every time something gets thrown my way. And it's like, oh, great. Now I need to figure out how am I moving forward next. January me did not know what May me needed. Things have happened in the last few months where I'm going to have to change that goal now because, this situation changed, or, oh, I'm going to actually add this because this opportunity is presented to me. It's really interesting to see how things kind of work itself out in a way.
Right? Yeah, I feel the same way. And that's part of life is things are going to get thrown at you and it's okay to change your goals. And so now let's talk about alignment. What goals still feel aligned and what are you giving yourself permission to just kind of let go of?
There's several goals that I still feel aligned to. And I feel good about that. I did take some time to go through every goal and every intention that I'd set for myself and be like, all right, yeah, like I feel good about this. Halfway through the year, I'm realizing that I have to give myself grace. And switch up my goals a little bit. And I just talked about this earlier, but like recording this episode now is wild to me, knowing it's going to drop later. And I know that I have to review things again, review my goals and intentions, and see what I can let go of and realign myself with. But in this whole process, I know that it's important to stay true to myself and honor myself where I'm at. And I say this all the time. You have to be honest where you're at, and you have to be honest with yourself. I have to stay aligned with that. So all of that being said, health and wellness is still a top priority for me. It always will be. It's a major hell yes on my end. However, I am releasing the pressure that goes along with perfecting it to be like top of the top. So I'm choosing consistency over intensity. When it comes to being aligned with those goals and other things that I have to want to do it. And I think that is the most important thing. If you feel like, it's a task and you're dreading it and it feels like it's more of a chore, let it go. It does not serve you. And I say this all the time, like you have to be willing to let go of what doesn't serve you and bring in things that will serve you and are going to fulfill a purpose in your life.
Yeah, there's balance in that of wanting to grow and push yourself out of your comfort zone and also not doing something that you're just not ready for or in a place that you can take on. For me, things are still pretty aligned, but like I said before, this not moving to a new city is probably the biggest one where I'm like, oh, nope, that's not happening. And I think I'm still processing it. I think it is hard for me to let go of. And I think honestly, it's because I was looking at it as a way to really build out a new friend group. And I think I've kind of put that goal of wanting to build out a stronger friend group a bit on the back burner until the move. And now it frees me up to, okay, maybe I should be looking to build a friend group now here, like a stronger friend group now. But in other ways, I feel like it's going to mean facing my fears of really putting myself out there to do that now. So I think I'm still processing. I'm like, okay, yes, I know this is what I want, but it's going to take the energy to do that potentially, or the opportunity to do that sooner than originally planned. And it's a pivot that I am going to start making now.
Absolutely. Do you know off the top of your head right now how you want to approach that?
So I have some people that I have met through my yoga studio and stuff that I'm like, oh, I feel like we would be good friends out of here. And I've added on Instagram and stuff. And so there's them, but I haven't really made a priority to reach out a lot and try to make plans because in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm moving. And it is scary too. But the other thing is, I will say my husband has a friend at the gym who him and his wife have a lot of similar values to us, and we're like, oh, maybe we should hang out. And so we're thinking about making some plans with them. So I want to try some of those more natural interactions that I've already like met them. And then there's the apps. There's also like some groups here, but a lot of the group stuff happens in downtown Denver, and I'm in the burbs. And I'm like, can we please have some, I don't know, just like some not people who are going to like PTA meetings in the burbs that I can be friends with. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm like, it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, as you were talking, I was kind of thinking, have you considered putting a call out on TikTok being like, attention, Denver burbs. If you are this age and fall under these values and more, whatever, I'm planning a hang. Like, would you ever do something like that? I mean, it's a lot, but like, would you ever consider doing a one-time thing to see what happens?
So I've thought about it. Here's my thing.
Okay.
I've posted in, there's some Denver groups on Facebook, you know, and I've put in there like, oh, here's who I am. Anyone want to hang out? And then it just never goes anywhere, because I'm like, I think all of us in this group are people who don't want to actually make the plans, but we want to make friends, and no one's like taking the effort, and then I don't take the effort. And so like that's kind of similar. And then the other thing is, actually, when was this? There was some political event. There's so many extreme political events where I actually put a call out in, how did I do this? I think it was in a Facebook group. And I was like, hey, if there's a group of us that want to get together and start organizing locally. And we met 4 or 5 times, me and these other ladies that I kind of organized. But I realized I don't want to be the one to plan it, which is so bad, because I'm like, I know I need to put in the effort, but I'm like, I don't want to be the one to plan it. And I want, so that's why I kind of want to go to some events. Planning two people is one thing, but planning a whole event when I don't even feel like, I'm like, where are the cool spots to go? I don't know, the pressure of that gives me anxiety. So maybe, I don't know.
Honestly, that's completely valid. I get it. I get it. I mean, understand, like, you'd mentioned with pivoting and trying to figure out how you want to approach it. Now you're going to be staying in town a little bit longer, but I feel like that's the part that people don't talk about, is pivot is not a failure. It's just kind of getting clear on what works for you right at this moment.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll do a series, Making Friends in Denver.
Ooh, that's a
Part 1, part 2, see how it goes.
Hey, listen, you never know. The power of social media, you put one
True.
thing out there and who knows? Be like, oh my gosh, I've been looking for this. Or you just never know what you're going to tap into.
Agreed. Okay, so what's something you're recommitting to or freshly focusing on?
Sleep. Girl, it's so bad. I have a great routine except for my sleep.
Do you struggle to fall asleep, or you just don't go to sleep early enough?
I don't go to sleep early enough. Okay. I have to admit it. I'm not perfect. Everybody thinks that I am, on this podcast. They're like, wow, they got it. No, I don't have my sleep together. Okay. I am not perfect. With that being said, I will be working on it. So I told myself, okay, I've set specific alarms on my phone. When they go off, it means, okay, I'll just use as an example. 9 o'clock, I'm off the couch. If I'm on the couch, 9 o'clock, I get up, go to the bathroom, start getting ready, brush my teeth, do my skincare, whatever. By 9:30, I'm in bed and I'm either like reading or I'm listening to like a prayer or something like that. And then 10 o'clock, I need to be head into the pillow. Okay. Whether I'm asleep, I don't have to be asleep at 10, but I need to be lights off, no distractions, no screens at 10 o'clock. And that is my goal. It's been really, really hard lately. And I told you, when I've been off my routine for quite some time. Again, by the time this episode drops, things are going to be different. But I'm speaking about what's happening at this very moment as we are, recording this. I need a fresh start to get back into what has worked for me in the past. So I'm going to reset a little bit and reevaluate my specific evening routine.
I love an evening routine.
I know.
I know how much that fake candles excite you. I know how much you love
the way that I was literally thinking about, oh yeah, she has her fake candles. And I didn't even say it out loud, but you said it. Oh, it's so funny. We were on the same wavelength because I was literally thinking about your fake candles.
Yes, fake candles, a record player, so you don't have to be on your phone, but like you could just
That's
like
expensive.
have some music. You can
I
find a
can't
super,
do the.
they're cheap. I mean, records are expensive,
Oh,
but you could find a pretty cheap one. It doesn't
oh,
have to
okay.
be like the bougie ones that are like the greatest audio.
I know.
And bed spray. Bed spray.
Okay, what kind though? And it might make you itch. Like I don't know.
What? It's not going to make you itch. No.
I don't
No,
know.
no.
Well, it depends on what's in it.
Okay, fair. I usually go with the lavender one. I will say some of the honestly, I haven't found a really good like commercial one that like lasts very, very long time, but they still last enough for you to just like snuggle in and like calm yourself.
Okay.
The one that I use, it's called like a witch's something. It's from apothecary in Manitou Springs, Colorado. So I don't think you can get it online. Maybe you can. I don't know. I don't think you can.
Maybe you could get it for me.
Yeah.
And I will pay you and you can ship it to me.
Okay, yeah. Next time I go, because I'm literally almost out and I'm like in the next probably month or so, I need to go get some. I'll pick you up some and I'll ship it to you.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll try it.
It's a deal. Maybe I'll send you the ingredients to make sure you don't feel like you're going to get itchy.
Yeah. Maybe send a pic before.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure I have sensitive skin too sometimes. So
me too. I feel it. But it's not like you're dousing your sheets in it. It's just like a
right. You're like, it's just a light.
Gotcha.
Okay, well, what about you?
For me, I'm focusing on eating at home instead of eating out. I'm going to stop wasting money on takeout and delivery. I've started to dabble with this a bit. For a while, I was telling myself, okay, if you don't eat out for 5 days in a row, then you can buy a little something on the weekend. And it's still going to save me money because I'm not going to spend as much as I was spending on takeout. But now I'm starting to like really get serious about this and sticking to a budget on it. And it's not just about budgeting, but also helping me to be healthier. I really feel like I have the workout thing down, but I still got to figure out the eating thing. So really remembering to feel my body right and stop wasting money on it because delivery is so expensive. And tell me why. Why are we tipping a percentage on delivery? Sorry, I know that maybe it sounds a little Karenish to complain about the tipping culture, blah, blah, blah. I like to tip people. But if you pick up, I don't know, like Olive Garden, I'm trying to think of like somewhere that's like a little pricier versus if you pick up McDonald's, you did the same job. Why would I pay you a higher percentage? It's not like you made the food. You didn't serve me the food. Why are we trying to pay? Sometimes the tip that they try to recommend in these apps are like $15. And I'm like, what?
To drive it there?
To drive it. I refuse. I dropped that down so quick. I'm sorry. That's who I am.
Aren't we the only country that is weird about tipping?
Literally.
Right?
Literally.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about tips, but that could be a later episode.
Maybe that's in
our rant too much.
How to be. Okay, wait, can I be mean for a second? We can include that.
Hey, yes, quick little plug. Can I be mean for a second? Oh yeah, we can pop off for that. But yes, I'm so here for that. I feel like overall this refocusing era that we're in is going to be so good. Being aligned with all the things that we've listed, we're on the right track for sure.
Exactly. And that is the energy we're carrying for the rest of the year.
With that being said, friends, if you're hearing all of this and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm behind, stop right there. You're not.
Absolutely. You don't need to do a whole overhaul to feel better. Here's a few ways you can just hit reset without the pressure. First, pick one small goal, revisit it. Second, refresh your environment, clear out the clutter, light a candle, open the windows, do something to make you feel good. Start a micro habit, do something small. Again, micro can be small, like journaling, an affirmation card, whatever it is. You could also consider creating a playlist that gets you in the zone. That could be fun. Could be a vibe. Music makes everything more fun, romanticizes it.
That's true.
And most
that's right. Listen, I got a playlist for everything. Songs to sing in the car, songs to sing in the shower. Okay, are those Spotify inspired? Yeah, but I made my own. Okay, so I agree with that.
Agreed, 100%. And most importantly, and I love you said this: give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. You give everyone else grace. Give yourself grace.
You have to. It's just a necessary part of life. You have to give yourself grace all the time. You're allowed to re-enter your goals gently. It does not have to be this all or nothing thing. Like take it slow, take your time, do what you need to do to make sure you feel aligned in what's happening.
Yes, let this be your season. New energy, same you, just showing up with more clarity and more care.
Yes. All right, friends, we're going to switch gears and have a little fun with our favorite game. What's the ick? My current ick right now is what I just mentioned earlier, this whole all or nothing attitude. I cannot stand it. I can't because it's so toxic to lead with that kind of energy, being like, well, if I, don't hit this goal, like it's over, like it's everything's done. No, that's not a thing. I feel like it's such an old and tired vibe. Like I feel like that was when we were younger, seeing that in other generations, there was a very much an all or nothing thing. And I'm like, like we need to move on from that. I'm going to say it once and I'll say it again. Consistency is key. You got to listen to your body and you have to meet yourself where you're at. It's so important to do that. If you miss a goal, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. You'll be all right.
Yeah. Anyone with that mentality is like, ooh, that's embarrassing. Don't think like that.
Yeah.
Stop.
I just feel like that leads to toxic behavior down the road. Like, I just feel like that's just a toxic mentality to have. I'm just not with it.
Okay, my ick is people who won't be honest with themselves about their priorities.
Ooh, clock it. Let's go.
Okay, if you cannot prioritize something, I will respect you more if you are honest about it instead of trying to people please and tell me what I want to hear. That's at work. That's in friendships. That's in relationships. That's in everything. Do not pretend like you are going to make time for me across anything when I know. See, this is the thing that this is the part that irks me. When someone's like, oh yeah, I miss you. Let's go do this. We need to get together sometime. In the back of my mind, I know what's going on in your life. I know you don't have time for me. I know because you've showed me consistently that you don't have time for me. And you continue to repeat that you are going to make time for me. And I just sit back and I chill and I watch. And it gives me the ick. I'm like, just be fucking honest with what is going on in your life. Be honest about it. It's okay that you don't have time for me. What do you think I'm doing sitting here waiting for you to have time for me? Absolutely not. So it gives me the ick. It pisses me off in all aspects of life. It's just like, be honest. Like, we are over that. Don't, like, you people pleasing not only hurts me, it's hurting you because you're probably feeling this guilt that you don't have time for me. If you were just like, just don't say that. Like, I don't know. Oh, it irks me.
No, that is 100% valid. I have interacted with friends in the past that have been like that. They'll try and schedule like, hey, I really miss you. Let's get dinner, let's get brunch, whatever. Great. What works for you? Cool. Then I hear from them a day or two later or before the event. Hey, so sorry, this came up. Can we reschedule? Sure, whatever, no problem. Then I don't hear from them ever. Then they come back around, do the rescheduling, and then they do the same drop off. I'm like, what's going on here? It's okay if you cannot hang out. I respect boundaries so much.
Yes.
I'm not going to force you. I know, like you mentioned, I know exactly what's going on. I know that you've been dealing with X, Y, and Z. You should not feel pressured to hang out with me. Because as friends, you should know that I don't give off that vibe. You should never feel this sense of pressure. Like, that's not what this is. Like, it's okay for you to do what you got to do. And when you feel good, when you are like rested, we'll hang out. No pressure.
And then you're gonna feel better about the friendship anyways, because like nobody wants to feel like an obligation. Like, don't be reaching out to me because you feel obligated to, or don't tell me you want to do these things because you feel obligated and then flake, and then it just like makes it all worse. And it's just, no, just like be honest. It's annoying to me. And you gotta let them. Not everyone's as self-aware as you are. You gotta let them, but it is my ick.
That's so valid. And friends, with all of that being said, it is now time for our last drop of tea for the day.
Okay, you don't have to abandon your goals. You just need to realign with them. You're allowed to pick them back up whenever you're ready.
And your reset does not have to be loud or aesthetic. It can be quiet, soft, and just for you. We're rooting for you in whatever season that you're in.
1, 2, 3.
Sip on that,
sis.
I can't.
Good for the bloopers. Okay. If this episode gave you life, helped you feel seen, or made you laugh, send it to a friend and tag us on Instagram or TikTok, where our handle is @Sisterhood Tea Party, and we're on all platforms.
And we love, love, love seeing your reviews. It helps us grow this community. So drop us 5 stars on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube.
Until next time, keep it cute, keep it honest, and keep growing. We'll see you next week.